Hey guys, happy Saturday. So like I said, I have been just really cramming to get some content onto my timeline. I've been doing so much, but I haven't had enough space on my camera and my computer to be producing a lot of things, so I had to buy a couple things for my computer, but now I am back. So today I just asked a lot of my followers and some of my friends and family some things that they wanted to know about me. So this is just a get to know me video. Some of you might not know who I am, you might be new to my channel, you might not know me in real life, so this is just kind of like a let's get to know Alexa. My personality is ever changing, so something you might not know about me might be different from like what you previously thought you knew. I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, I'm trying to say, even if you do know me, there might be something in this video that you might actually not know about me. So let's dive in and get started, grab a snack and get cozy, and let's just do this thing. So the first question, I have them on my laptop because my phone is dying and it's being charged, so I just pulled up my Twitter on my laptop. The first question is, where did you grow up? So I've lived the same place my entire life. I don't have one of those background stories where either my parents got divorced and we had to move, or my dad's job took us all over the United States. I was never in a situation like that. So I have lived in Ohio for my entire life. I'm now almost 20, and by the time I'm 20, I'm actually going to be living somewhere else, which is kind of crazy to think about because, like, when you spend 19 years of your life in one place, you kind of just are, like, comfortable where you're at. Growing up, I always knew that I was going to be moving somewhere else, though, so I'm really excited for the next chapter. But yeah, I've lived in Ohio my entire life. My first best friend, her name's Ani. She's actually my maid of honor in my wedding this June. She kind of comes with a package deal of her sister Aki, so it's kind of like a 2-for-1 type of thing. We've been going to school together since kindergarten, so that's kind of crazy, but yes, her name is Ani. She is my best friend. We've been through a lot, and we'll probably go through a lot more. How tall am I? I would say I'm almost 6 foot, because when I had to do my physical for cross country my freshman year of college, I was 5'11" and a half, and that was 2 years ago. So I know I've grown since then, so I'm gonna say if I'm not 5'12", 5'12" and a half, can you even say 5'12"? Isn't that just like 6 foot? I don't know, I'm probably 6 foot. I'm tall, okay? I'm tall. Do I like dogs or cats? Well, we have 2 dogs and 2 cats, so it's pretty 50-50, but Luke and I definitely want a dog. We're trying to figure out what kind of dog we want. I love golden doodles, so I'm thinking about getting a golden doodle, but I also really like German Shepherds, and it's just really hard for us to decide because we want a unique dog. But I'm not allergic to dogs, but I do like sneeze a lot around them. My nose gets kind of scratchy, so probably dogs. Funniest moment in high school. Oh my gosh, okay. So I never ran for like student council or like class president or anything like that, but I did decide to run for homecoming court my sophomore year of high school, and I had posters made, I had like pins, I had shirts. It was like down pat. I went like full send this whole thing. So I hang posters all over the school, everywhere. It took me till like the second day that my posters were up to realize that I spelled sophomore wrong. I spelled it S-O-P-O-M-O-R-E. I didn't do the PH. Or did I spell it with an F? I don't remember. Either way, I didn't spell it the way you were supposed to spell sophomore. So people were like, she doesn't even know how to spell. It was so embarrassing, but it was actually really funny now that I look back at it. But like, my mom literally like spell checked it. So like, why didn't she tell me that it was wrong then? Tea or coffee? Coffee. Well, actually, I'm gonna say tea because I'm obsessed with matcha green tea. I'm gonna film a video on that too because everyone asks me what my Starbucks order is because I'm there like 3 times a day, but I love matcha green tea. So when I go to Starbucks, I either get it a matcha green tea latte with a pump of classic sweetener and a pump of vanilla, or I'll get a matcha green tea lemonade with 2 pumps of raspberry. So I try to spice up like what I'm putting in my matcha, but I usually always get matcha. I used to be a really big coffee person. I would be at Dunkin' Donuts like every single day, and then I discovered matcha and my life was forever changed. What sports do you play or have you played? So when I was growing up, I tried like all of the sports. I tried basketball, I tried soccer. It was awful. I'm not coordinated at all. Then I joined cross country and track. So in cross country, it's just distance. So I was a distance runner for 7 or 8 years actually. I ran distance, and then I also did track, but in track I wasn't really running. I was a pole vaulter, and that's like my passion. Like I love running cross country, but pole vaulting is just, it just makes me so happy. It makes me feel like I'm on cloud 9. It literally is just like the best feeling in the whole world. But if you've never pole vaulted, you probably aren't gonna understand what I'm talking about, but it's just so challenging, and I just absolutely loved it. I was also in speech and debate in high school, and I know people don't say that's a sport, but you are competing every single Saturday, and you do go compete at state and national, so that's not really a sport, but it is an activity that I competed in high school, and I literally miss it every single day. What perfume are you wearing, and what scent is it? So the perfume that I wear is by Victoria's Secret. It's called Bare Vanilla. I'm obsessed with this. I literally have gone through like 3 of these in the last year or so. This one's almost halfway gone, but it smells so good. I love perfume, but a lot of perfumes make my head hurt. If it's too fruity or just way too strong, I can't do it. I can't keep spraying it on myself throughout the day. I just can't. But this one is not strong at all. It's super mellow. It smells sweet, but it's not too overpowering. I absolutely love it. Who are my favorite YouTubers? I really like Casey Holmes. She is a military wife, which is why I originally started watching her, but she's also a YouTuber and a makeup artist and beauty influencer, and I absolutely love her. She really just helped me during the time that I was missing Luke while he was at boot camp. All I did was watch her. All I did was watch her vlogs. All I did was do her makeup videos. Like, I just love her. She probably has no idea who I am, and she probably never will, but Casey Holmes, if you ever see this, I absolutely love you, and thank you for helping me through the hardest time in my life. What are my go-to hairstyles? Right here, this braid. I was like known as like the girl with the braid in middle school and elementary school because I always had a braid in, and my hair used to be like to my butt, so my braid was like super long. But I will always throw my hair in a braid or a bun. But if I'm going out, I try to like curl my hair. I usually would straighten my hair, but I don't like the way my hair looks straightened at this like length, so I haven't been straightening it as much. But I do try to have it curly or wavy, or like in a side that'll do like this, or a ponytail. How many siblings do I have? So I have Logan, who's my adopted sibling. We got him when he was 4, so he's my little brother. And living in this house, it's just the 2 of us. But I was adopted, so I have 2 half-sisters from my mom as well, but I don't live with them. Do I use a PC or a Mac? I use a Mac. My family are just Mac people. We all have iPhones. We have the Mac desktop, the iPads, like everything from Apple. That's just how we have always been. So when I decided to get a YouTube channel, I was like, okay, well, I obviously have to get a Mac because I'm just used to that. I like the software. So yeah, I will always recommend Mac over PC. Tell us one thing about you that we wouldn't know. I'm actually a really big tomboy. So if you look at my room is like super girly, like fashion, whatever, but like I can get down in the dirt. I love mudding. I love swimming in like lakes and rivers, and I'm good with getting dirty. I like to ride horses. Pretty much like 2 different people. Like I love mudding, I love all that sort of thing. I love being in nature, I love hikes, I love walks, I love sitting on a hill and watching the sunset. I love things like that, but at the same time I love heels and lipstick and makeup and dresses and fringe and earrings and all that sort of stuff. So I'm a little bit both, but a lot of times you don't see the like tomboy side of me on social media just because I'm not really like on my phone when I'm doing those things, so I don't have like any moments captured of those things. What is my favorite Netflix show? The Vampire Diaries. I'm obsessed with The Vampire Diaries. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, so I've watched it at this point. I have like a paper that has like the checklist of like tallies of how many times I've watched this show. I am on 19. I love it. It never gets old. I cry every time. Luke doesn't understand why I cry because like I should know what's happening, but like, I just love it. What is the craziest thing I've ever done? Probably cliff jumping. We were in California for a summer and we jumped off a cliff. That's like the scariest thing I've done, probably, because nothing else really like intimidates me. But I didn't really know. I don't like the feeling of falling. So when I jumped, I had that feeling and I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna have this feeling, but I really don't want to do it. But like, who doesn't want to go cliff jumping? Like, that's a memory. That's something super fun, and my friends were all doing it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I absolutely loved it. I did it like 6 times. So that was probably one of the crazier things I've ever done. What theme parks have you been to? Disclaimer, I actually hate roller coasters. Everyone is like so mad at me when I say that, but I absolutely hate the feeling of falling. Like when you're going downhill and you get that pit in your stomach, I hate that. Like I'm not scared of them. It's not like I don't trust them. I'm not afraid of heights. I just do not like the feeling of being on a roller coaster. So that's why I don't go to many theme parks. I do live in Ohio, so we have Cedar Point, which is one of the best theme parks in the world. So I have been there a few times. I really, really want to go to Disney World. If Luke and I go to Disney World this summer, I probably am going to have to just suck it up and go on the rides, because like, who goes to Disney World and doesn't go on the rides? Who is my celebrity crush? Well, Ian Somerhalder, first of all, Damon from the Vampire Diaries. I also really, really love Tom Holland, and I love Robert Downey Jr. I'm obsessed with Robert Downey Jr. He's old enough to be my dad, but like, I just love him. I don't know if I even think that he's like attractive. I just like him as an actor, so he is definitely a celebrity crush. What do I do in my free time? Edit YouTube videos, watch Netflix, and hang out with Luke. And if not, I'm just doing my makeup. Like, a lot of times I will just sit and I'll get on Pinterest and I'll look at a makeup look and I'll just try to recreate it, which is kind of how I got good at makeup, was just like sitting and just playing with makeup for hours and hours and hours. What are my pet peeves? Okay, so this is really, really weird, but I hate it when somebody is using their phone and then they just leave it with the screen on. Like, turn it off! Shut it off! Like, my mom's screen will just stay on and she'll just leave it on for like an hour, like, can go about her day, and her screen is just sitting there on, and I'm like, girl, how are you just leaving your phone like that? Number one, it's gonna die. Number two, anybody could walk up to it and get in it. And number three, there's an on and an off button for a reason, so just turn it off. Like, I can't. It drives me nuts. And I don't know why, because usually I'm not like OCD. I'm not a pet peeve person, but I can't stand it when people just leave their screen sitting on. What are you happiest with in your life? Honestly, where I'm at right now, like, it was really, really hard while Luke was at boot camp. It was really, really hard while he was like School of Infantry, and he's got about 2 weeks left, and we find out where he's going to be stationed. And there was just a lot of times in my life where I was really, really lonely and just like searching for someone to love me and all that. And like, now I'm like with Luke, we're married and we're gonna get stationed in our new home soon, and I'm like successfully going to school and successfully uploading on YouTube and keeping my room clean, and like, there's little details that just make me really, really happy. So I'm just so happy where I'm at in life, and Luke is a really big factor in that. Where I'm at with my relationship with God is a really big factor in that. So there's a lot of things that make me really happy, but I am so content with where I'm at in life right now. Okay, last question. Let's make it a good one. Let's see. What is the biggest struggle you have overcome? So when I was in middle school until about the middle of my freshman year in high school, I struggled with depression, and I can film a separate video on that too if you guys want to know about just my journey with that. But basically, I was depressed. I felt really alone. I was suicidal. I was self-harming. I was just really, really, really bitter and unhappy, and I felt like nobody knew what I was going through. But I was thankfully surrounded by amazing friends, and I had Luke, and I had family members, and I had organizations like To Write Love in Her Arms, and they were just there for me, and they made me feel like I wasn't alone. And so things like that are just like, looking back at how sad I was, it's so weird to think about, because I used to be sitting on my floor like, oh my gosh, no one understands what I'm going through, like, I'm so sad, like, I'm never gonna be over this, like, I'm never gonna be happy, I don't deserve happiness. And like, the enemy was constantly telling me in my brain, like, you are not going to get over this, you are not going to be happy, you don't deserve someone that loves you, you don't deserve happiness, you don't deserve to get over this, like, what you're going through, you're going to go through for forever. And so I felt really trapped and alone, and I thought that I was going to have to deal with this for forever. And luckily, I became part of Faith Family, which is my church, and those people helped me so much. And like I said, God and my family and my friends, and just music, and getting myself out of just that dark place mentally. And so that is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. But yeah, getting out of that mind space was definitely the best thing that ever happened to me, but it is one of the most like biggest things that I've overcome. So I'm really, really proud of that, and I'm really, really happy. And if anyone has any questions about how to get over things like that, or if they want to talk to me or reach out to me, whatever, I'm always here to listen to you guys. And I think that wraps up our get to know me a little bit. I think there was like 10 questions or so in there, but I had fun. I hope you guys learned something. And yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm happy. I'm really happy in life right now, so hopefully I can get this up to you guys in the next like 2 days or so. And I do have some more videos coming up soon, but I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with me for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you haven't told someone you love them today, tell them you love them, give them a hug, and have a great one, guys.